Hey guys, and welcome back. So in this video we're going to discuss macros. Now I know we've covered macros for 2 weeks now, so I'm not going to go into great detail, but I just wanted to note that macros don't necessarily mean counting your keto macros. What I mean here is your nutrition in general. So macros are the protein, fats, and carbohydrates in your diet. And I am a firm believer that your macros should come from whole foods. So when I say whole foods, I mean foods that if God created it, you could eat it. If it's made in a factory, if it's a highly processed food, not healthy for you. Whole foods are veggies and fruits and meats and healthy oils that are derived from plants and animals. And my belief is that when we eat a diet based on whole foods, the disease prevention and the just the general wellness it has for our bodies cannot be it cannot even be measured. It's so amazing. Whole foods are healing, and I firmly believe that our diets should consist of whole foods. So regardless of the theory, the dietary theory that you're following, whether you're following a keto diet or a low carb diet, or you're just eating real food, that should be what you're focusing on. So with that being said, I know that the soil that our foods are grown in these days is very nutrient depleted, and that's why I do believe in supplementation. Now, if you're eating a whole foods diet, you may not find that supplements are as necessary, but I still take them just to cover all my bases, and I'll go into a little bit more detail on that in a second. And then just a little bit more information on planning and prepping so that you can hit your macros using real foods. So when it comes to supplements, there are a few supplements that I recommend anybody take without having labs drawn, but then there are some that I think it's very important that you see a functional medicine provider or your doctor so that you know why you're taking what you're taking. So to start off, I would say that everyone should be taking a high quality whole foods multivitamin. And I personally use doTERRA's Lifelong Vitality Pack. I've been taking that for 5 years, and I cannot describe the benefits that I've seen since I took it. I put that off for a long time. I actually owned the supplements and just never took them. And once I started, it was unreal the amount of energy I had, and the quality of my skin and hair and nails improved, and just my overall wellness improved. So, you don't have to take doTERRA, and if you're interested in doTERRA, I do sell doTERRA. This is not a sales pitch, but I just wanted to provide you guys with the option if you're interested. Other than that, I would say just seeking a high quality whole food multivitamin. And the thing that you do want to be careful with, though, is the supplement industry is not regulated. So anybody can really put anything on their bottle and go with it. And you really need to do your due diligence and research the company that you're taking your vitamins from. So I would always recommend a pharmaceutical grade vitamin if you're not purchasing them from somewhere that you trust. The next supplement that I recommend everyone take is a probiotic. And the reason for this is back in the day, before refrigeration and freezers, our ancestors used the process of fermentation to preserve our food. Well, now that we don't need to do that, our diets are really lacking in the healthy bacteria that was found in those fermented foods. So I do include sauerkraut, kombucha, kimchi, different fermented foods in my diet, but I also like to also take a probiotic. I take the doTERRA probiotic, and I also like to mix it up with a probiotic called BioCult. You can get that on Amazon or different places online. But it's really up to you which probiotic you take. Just make sure that it's a high quality and you're looking for one that contains multiple different strains. I also take a digestive enzyme. I take the Terrazyme by doTERRA, and the reason for that is that this helps us to digest our food properly. So it's, once again, look for a high quality source if you do decide to take a digestive enzyme. Vitamin D is one that most people are deficient in. We live in the northern hemisphere, up in well, I guess if you're in central Illinois, you do. You live further north, and especially in the winter, the sunlight is lacking. So vitamin D is something that you want to get tested by your doctor so that you know how much vitamin D to be taking. Vitamin D, you can take too much of it, but getting a lab drawn by your doctor is very cheap and highly recommended because vitamin D is such an important vitamin. It's actually a hormone. It's a precursor to so many things in our bodies, and it's important to make sure that you have enough of that in your body. And then when I say a specialized supplementation program, what I'm talking about here is seeing a functional provider or working with somebody that can specialize which supplements you are taking for your body. So I see Beth at A Balanced Life, and she draws a bunch of labs from me, and she can see where I'm deficient or what types of supplements might help me for different things that where I'm lacking. So I have a video that I'm going to post by Beth where she goes into much more detail about supplements, but I'm not in the camp of just blindly taking anything because you read about it online or you see it in the store and it's offering a big promise. I really think that it's important to seek out a professional that is trained in supplements and can get you on a program that's designed specifically for your body, not only for your health and safety, but so you're not wasting your money. Like I said, the supplement industry is not regulated, so you could just be urinating out a lot of the supplements that you're putting into your body and wasting your money. And finally here, I just wanted to cover a little bit more about planning and prepping. I really want to emphasize just keeping it simple. So like I said 100 times now, eat the same foods pretty much every week. I pick a day, which is usually about Thursday or Friday. I'm putting the food into my shopping cart. I have my groceries delivered. So I have a system and I do the same thing every week. Most often it's Friday mornings. I'll put the food in my grocery cart and kind of lay out what we're having for the week, and about 5 days of the week are the same every week, and then 1 or 2 days I'll mix things up. And I put those food in my grocery cart. They're delivered Saturday morning, and Sunday I'll spend an hour or two just kind of getting things cleaned out, organized, chopped up. It's really very painless, and that way I can ensure that I'm always eating healthy whole foods and I have something quick and easy to grab if I'm in a hurry. If you don't have a lot of time or you don't work from home, it might be necessary for you to batch cook. So you could take, in that hour that you're prepping, throw something in the Instant Pot that you could have for lunch throughout the week. If you find that you don't like to freeze half of the meals, or that, by Wednesday, those meals that you've made on Sunday are probably not very fresh, on Wednesday night when you're cooking dinner, you could just double your dinner and take that for the rest of the week for your lunch. And then my last tip here would be when you are batch cooking or cooking something ahead of time, try to keep the proteins and the veggies neutral in flavor. That way, if you want to throw them in a taco or a soup, you don't already have it seasoned with, say, like a barbecue sauce or something that might not taste good in your recipe. So I just pretty much use salt, pepper, and then some sort of healthy fat to saute in and keep things pretty neutral. And I'm always ready to go. So if you guys have any questions, post them in the group or send me an email, and I'll see you in the next video.